All right, y'all. All right, y'all. How y'all doing? I'm excited. I'm always happy to be on live and talk with some people that I'm real interested in enjoying and seeing how they do their thing. Mastery. So again, I'm always kind of all right. Sorry, I'm always kind of quoting Malcolm Gladwell in regards to the idea that he popularized, 10,000 hours of appropriately guided practice. It's it's stated like the magic number for greatness. Practice is the essence of genius, and that's what it is when it comes to this conversation series, right? It's all about speaking to people in their path to mastery of their own craft and their interests. And these producers, I know, spend countless hours making beats, countless hours producing and mastering their craft. So, who better than to speak to these beat makers and producers on what they love to do and what they do best? So, Clip, man, where you at? Let me go ahead and bring you into this live so we can get started with this, all right? Let's see.
Yeah,
You.
what's going on, man?
Chilling, man. What's good with you, Clip?
See if I could avoid the glare thing.
Adjust this a little bit. Here we go.
What's going on, kid?
What's going on, man? See, it's good to finally actually speak to you off of the beat battle competition, man.
Yeah, what's going on?
Chilling, man. Everyone put your thumbs up or put a one up if you can hear us fine.
Yeah, word. Can you hear me, Mike?
I can hear you fine from where I'm at, too, so
Right,
but just want to make sure everyone else can hear you fine. And the connection's good. Cool. All right, we got the thumbs up. We good to go. So, Clip,
what's going on,
introduce
bro?
yourself first, man. Let the people know who you are and what you do and what you got going on right now.
What's going on, world? Call me ClipSmoke, producer. Um, kind of a jack of all trades when it comes to like entertainment and media and stuff like that, graphics, video. Right now, I got ClipSmokeTV.com. Lately, I've just been putting some free kits for producers to mess around with, royalty-free loops and stuff like that, original melodies. So, you know, I'm all about the culture. We also have the UPC, Underground Producer Conference. It's this program that we've been doing for about 3 years now. We do it once a month. It's usually the first Saturday or the last Saturday of the month. But we took a hiatus for a little bit because, you know, of all the COVID stuff, obviously. But what it is a cipher for producers. We don't charge them. They come in, we let them rock 5 minutes each, and it just keeps going around like a cipher. And it's a great opportunity for artists to meet producers and, you know, network. And
Well, that's dope, bro. I want to know. I'm glad we're gonna speak more into that because I got a set of producers that probably would love to join in on that. How we can actually
dope,
get down with that because
definitely.
it's just another good platform for us to just play music, hear get heard and actually be seen.
That's what it's about, man. Just working. You know, the whole thing started because I was just trying to build a legacy, but in the end of the day, it still sways away from thinking about your own self, man. Because if I could help out people that, you know what I'm saying, don't got like $300 to be on stage for a few minutes and shit like that, I'll do it. I don't care. There's all types of levels. It's all love. It's for the culture. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because nobody
Cool.
never, like when I was coming up in this, there wasn't really like people like, yo, come through, do this, show love, be a part of that. And it's just different. People always tell me it's different. So I just keep doing it.
Right. All right. Well, look, it sounds like we're on the same type of page then because this is basically what we're trying to do too. We're just creating different platforms for our networking section of friends that are in this industry or in this culture, this beat makers and producers, right? I learn a lot every day, every week that I get a chance to kind of build with a new producer, beat maker, or someone that's just an artist in every right. And
Yeah,
you're artist too, right? You're not
of
just a
course.
producer, or beat
Of
maker.
course,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah, I've been writing for a long time. It just comes with it, you know. I originally started writing raps and stuff like that. and I used to just chill with the Casio piano, the overpriced Casio piano with all the stock sounds that sound like, you know,
Yeah,
like it's a toy piano. But
yeah,
yeah, I started off writing, and then like I just got tired of rapping over beats, and I was like, I just want to make some. I want something. I want to make it, but I want it to sound as good as like what I'm hearing on the radio and stuff like
yeah,
that. You
yeah,
know, so
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what kind of started me in
I think we now that all right. So you're making this real easy for me because we just keep falling in line and falling into a new conversation.
that.
That was one of my questions too, because everyone has a start, right?
Yeah, yeah.
How did you get started? You started on that Casio. You were a rapper first, and now you make beats out of necessity, right?
Yeah, I was young. My stepbrother actually, if I didn't give him credit, I would be just lying about the whole shit. He just used to rap, and I used to think he was amazing. You know, I still do think that he's amazing at writing. So I used to look up to him rapping, and I was like, yo, he needs music to put behind it. So I tried the beats, and it just wasn't working. So I just started writing with him, started freestyling. But you know, after we just kept we kept hearing other people around us that were like our same age that would have stuff with original content, like original beats, and we would just be like, damn, like the beat is not the best, but it's still something that is theirs. You know what I'm saying? Like we should
Right,
have
right.
something like that. So I just started messing around, and this is the truth. My first official beat program. It's mad funny. It's some shit called Hip Hop EJ.
Hip hop, what?
Hip Hop EJ. Like instead
Okay.
of DJ
Yeah,
EJ,
yeah,
it
yeah.
was this program for Windows. Like I don't know, man. It was just like it had like 1,000 loops, and you could rearrange them. And every single loop, it didn't matter what you mixed it with. It sounded like it belonged with it.
Right.
So it was like I was like, oh shit, I'm making beats. Just you know, I started like that, and then I was like, still, this shit still isn't mine. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's still
Mhm.
like I'm chopping up loops.
Mhm.
Like I play some shit on the piano sometimes that I want to hear on that. So I just started to record it with the sound recorder from Windows 98, the Casio piano.
Mhm.
So I just started making beats. I was making beats with that damn sound recorder app.
Right, right,
And that's
right.
really how it started, just layering sound recorders on top of sound recorders, and then there'll be like 20 sound recorders going on in sync, and then I'm just recording all into like one other sound recorder.
Right, right, right. So yeah, all
So,
right. Yeah,
so
so
man,
that sound real old school, like how they actually had to layer up sounds and pick
yeah,
everything on each other. So yeah, you was getting to it any way you could. So
yeah.
what? So you when did you finally migrate to where you at now? What DAWs are you
I
using?
mean, I was like, to keep it G, I was afraid of Fruity Loops. I started using Fruity Loops when it was like Fruity Loops number two,
Okay.
and when it was Fruity Loops two, it looked almost the same, but it looked more rugged, and it was just dark. I just saw like a darkness to it,
Mhm.
and people used to use it. They started using it to make like techno and house music and stuff like that. Like that's
Right,
where it
right.
was birthed from. So I was like, I'm not making techno music, so I don't need to use this.
Mhm.
The first beat program I started using was Reason, Reason 2.0.
Okay.
That joint, that's where I started my production. Like my brother told me, yo, man, in this software, like all the instruments sound real. They got violins, they got everything, and they all sounded great. They sounded way better than the Casio sounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I jumped into that, and the reason all the instruments that I had access to, like piano, strings, horns, and shit like that, it gave me more of a reason to use them. So I started making mad dramatic beats, like just like with like dark melodies and
Yeah.
like things like that, like little dark themes. And that's what started me with making beats. I landed in Fruity Loops because after a while, I was young, I was broke, and I couldn't crack any more reasons. So I
Right,
moved
right.
over to Fruity Loops, and I just stopped being afraid of using it, and I just jumped right in there. And I sucked at the beginning, just like everything that you start at,
Right.
like really bad, to the point where I was just like, dude, I'm not ever. I don't want to do this shit. But I just kept doing it, and it's a self-teaching process, son. And I think that when you're young like that,
Mhm.
that process is like it works the most when you're young, bro. When your brain is a little bit more younger, because when you older and you try to do it, you get lazy. You don't want to take the time to learn it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know that
And
well.
that's my problem now too. Like I don't want to jump into another program because I'm like, I'm already used to this.
Exactly. Yeah.
But when I was young,
Mhm.
every day I would just go into it. I didn't care. It was like I was jumping in a dark hole, and I didn't know where it was
Right,
gonna
right.
end. I just kept doing it, and then I just got better. and I've been doing it for more than like 12 years.
A lot of people say that Reason was a little bit more difficult than Fruit Loops in their opinion. You know, we got one person. I got one producer, Padre.
Yeah,
He's a Reason guy. Yo, he uses Reason,
I
and he
love.
sticks
I
to it.
still love Reason, bro. I
Yeah.
can't. When that, yo, it's rare, but when I have to, I go to that shit.
Okay.
I go to it. It's the feelings of the instruments in there. Now, don't get me twisted. I was never like a fancy Reason producer where I used the back and I rewired stuff. I never visually understood that, like in analog, because I never really worked with analog stuff. But I just loved the sound that it provided, man. Like, and like the little mastering suite and everything that it came with, it kind of made it easier to really get the volume and shit that you wanted on it.
Yeah.
But I love Reason. I can't.
Yeah.
I still got it, just in case, you know.
Right. I understand. To be honest, yeah, it does seem to provide a different type of sound compared to some of the other beats that are made and other tools that we hear. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. So how long ago would you say from the Casio days when you started, like, layering the sounds up? How long ago was that? How many years has it been since you actually started?
I mean, I'm 32 now. I've been doing it when like the early days with the Casio stuff. That was like when I was like, 13, 14. I would say I started using Reason and Fruity Loops from 15 and up. So it has been like 15 years.
Oh man, easily.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope, man. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing to hear, man. So like, you're past that 10-year mark, and I said this on the last conversation where some people would say, well, they actually kind of computed it, where you're like, all right, 3 hours a day for 9 years, you're like reaching about 10,000 hours, right? And then going back to that rule of thumb. So like, and then producers and beat makers, you're putting in way more than 3 hours a day. So
yeah,
probably double that. You probably double that by now. So you're proficient.
I had a great opportunity when I was young, man, and I gotta say that it's just the way that shit fell into place that there was a point in my life, you know what I'm saying, mainly in high school, I dropped out of it and I just got a job, and like I just had so much freedom just to create and
right.
There would be days when I would go to the basement and my family didn't want to deal with me being in the fucking basement all the fucking time. They didn't know what I was doing. They would have unnecessary conversations with me like, "Are you smoking dope?" No, I'm not. I'm using this fucking computer down here. I know it's weird, except okay, I'm bad.
Word.
It was like that.
But that's interesting though. So you really dedicated yourself for it because you went all in. No distractions, no school, maybe just a job, and it's kind of 100% in and trying to get this music right.
Put it this way, and I want to say this because it's the truth. I ain't got no shame in it.
Right.
I was the dude that I was semi-popular, but people still thought I was some kind of fucking in the closet killer or some shit like that. Just because, yo, I'm not lying to you. I would always be on my computer, bro. And that shit is fucked up to have that thought, but just in case I ain't kill nobody yet, I'm still good. Alright? So I'm out here just making music.
I guess the community is happy that you are a producer and not a serial killer. So let's give it up to Reason and Fruity Loops for keeping this man out your yard. You know what I mean?
Sir.
Word. So like I said, I don't want to take too long with all the questions and in and outs. Sure. We can get to the beats. But I got one more question though. Sure. Just knowing the state of affairs and the way times is right now, it'd be hard to just try to ignore what's going on outside, you know? And,
of course.
I feel like it seems like Juneteenth is going to be popping this year. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's you know what I mean, has some plans or whatever. Do you have anything that has inspired you musically based on what's been going on outside? Just, the protests, the news, things going on. Like, what have you been making and what's going on? What's been motivating you and what have you made because of it, if you have?
I'll tell you my outlook on that, I guess. What I've been feeling from watching all the stuff that's been going on and just, had to get away from the news because news just be wilding sometimes, bro. And besides that, I feel like it's just a time for people to wake up, man. And I don't mean to say that shit like ignorantly, but it's a great time to look around and see what's going on, see who gives a fuck, see who really doesn't care.
Yeah.
and really, really, really like not be so ignorant, but just take an extra look, man, because there's a lot of shit. I don't even know what to believe sometimes because so much stuff that's being presented, evidence and all this stuff. Like it's just, I think it's time to wake up and accept the idea that there could be a possibility that there is some crazy random shit going on.
Yeah.
But more than anything though, more to what you was asking, like I think that people will be cool if they just stick together and like understand, like you know how they say that the people got the power and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is mad weird to believe. It's hard sometimes because of the way this shit happens. But if people stick together and they defend themselves like together, I think that there could be something. But I mean, I don't know. There's still crazy shit going on my block, bro. Like they still breaking into houses. People are getting shot every day. Spanish people killing Spanish people. Black people killing black people. White people killing whatever. It's just people just need to make some type of effort to change that. Like, and if it's not like with the black and white thing, like if it's not a black and white thing in the end, let's just say that it like we know it is a black and white thing, but there's still more deeper shit that we should just take a look at and try to help because it's people's attitudes on everything, bro.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Unity is definitely something that in our communities, I think we do need more of. It's something that I think that can really just allow us to focus on ourselves, and there's a lot more. We have more power than we realize, and we're seeing that now. You know, you're seeing a lot of pandering going on with a lot of these businesses, a lot of these corporations. They changing up real quick. You know,
yeah, man,
because they
it's
see
mad weird, bro.
it seems weird, but you see that they had the ability to do it all the time. But why are they doing it now, right? So, but
there's a lot of interest, bro. There's a lot of shit that is just not being presented the right way. You know, the way that something stupid comes out in the news and they blow that shit up and everybody's looking at it. Like it could be anything. It could be some famous basketball player doing something. They just use that shit and they cover up a lot of shit that just be going on under the nose, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, the one main thing I can say about that is just just try to pay attention to the things that you can pay attention to, and just don't be distracted. There's a lot of distractions out there, and just I pray that we can just all kind of cut through and see through the BS because there's a lot of distractions out there. A lot of misdirection going on right now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
A lot of lying.
There's
a lot of lying.
A lot of that.
And the sad part is that like there's still mad people that won't believe this shit. They'll just be like, nah. And then it's like it's just so obvious sometimes. It's just nuts.
It's hard to believe, but it's it's when it's in your face, you see it.
Hell yeah.
So, all right, man. So, what do you got for us today, man? I know we said like, yo, just give us 3 beats so we can kind of go through it, but we can keep going on as long as you want, until the hour is up.
And well, I got a few joints lined up. One of them, I could just start right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the COVID-19 joint. I put this out on this Pandemic Beats album on the streaming platforms. It was just a bunch of beats that I made while I was, isolating and inside. And this pretty much reflects the way that I felt while all that shit was going on.
Pandemic Beats. So, I'm intrigued already.
And you tell me if the volume is good. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I hear it. I can hear it. You guys let us know if you can hear it well too. Put your thumbs up if you can hear it.
Sounds scary and shit.
It's spooky, brother. It's spooky.
Yeah, like you don't know what the hell. Cause you know what, man? I feel like I just woke up one day and all that shit was happening, man.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I feel like I woke up and somebody was like, "Yo, turn the TV on," and I was like, "Blah blah blah." I just saw shit and that shit was just rocking, and I was like,
"Yeah,
that's what's going on right now."
Yeah.
And that's how I felt.
It sounded like a soundtrack of what's going on outside, to be honest. real quick story in between the playing of your beats is because I commute into the city to work, and while this was COVID-19 was getting ramping up and getting worse, less and less people were on the bus, less and less people were on the train. It was just
Yeah,
and it was getting real spooky outside. Like the way
like a ghost town.
it was looking spooky for y'all already, but I was seeing early signs of it because I'm just seeing like nobody's trusting anything that the news is saying, and it was just looking crazy outside. And if there, that really kind of reminded me how I felt going into the city, cussing out to the sky, like why my boss got me coming in this fucking job, and the whole world is like staying home because they're getting sick. So, but yeah, man.
That's another crazy thing too. That job shit that they did. They did some fugazi job shit in this whole shit. Cause
What
I
was
was
that?
essential like you.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
did some funny shit, man. But like I said, shit that we don't know about. Just
Mhm.
let it know. But
Word.
yeah, that shit is definitely like mysterious and scary, and it's
Mhm.
just weird. I just felt like a stranger.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell's going on here?
Word. It's
You know
like
what I'm saying?
kind of like the dawn of the dead. Kind of wake up the next morning, you just
I just
everything
didn't,
different.
yo. I'm gonna keep it real. Maybe I'm dumb, but I didn't expect that shit to happen. Something like that to happen.
Well,
I
nobody.
never had it. I never had it in my head like that. I would live through something like that.
We living through it now, bro, and
Yep,
no one expected this, but let's see what we can do to get through it, man. So,
exactly.
yeah. So, would you like to break down how you got to that beat, or what? Because we know it was a COVID-19 beat,
Yeah.
right? But
Well, I started off with a sample. It
mhm,
was just like some airy like bells.
mhm,
I chopped it up and I just had that looping, and it just sounded eerie, just the pattern that it was looping in.
mhm,
And I was just like, I could build on this. So right after, I started with the 808 bass that matched the the melody of the bells and stuff, and then I just wanted it to keep sounding weirder and weirder. So
mhm.
before I did the drums, I added like this little there's a little effect here. It just sounds like slime. I don't know, some weird shit. But
Right.
it's like a slime instrument. And
Mhm.
it just sounds weird. It all matches. It reminds me of like a petri dish.
Mm.
But besides that, I just went in on the drums. I chose a trap cadence, but I made the drums like more hip hop drum selection, like not just the 808
Okay.
snares and shit like that. So it just sounds added some drum rolls in there.
Yeah.
I usually do like the bass first, and then I look for all like the little extra stuff like the drum rolls to make it sound like it belongs together and stuff like that.
Right.
All good.
Beats knocking, brother. The beat is knocking, man. I enjoy it.
Appreciate it.
I think what we should do is after this, if you we should just place these beats somewhere and then let the public know. So maybe they can go to your maybe go to your link tree, or they go
Okay,
somewhere with you afterwards and they can actually hear the beats that you played and
that's
presented
cool.
today. You know what
I'm
I
with
mean? That'd
that.
probably be a good idea, so they can actually have a better idea here in clarity. You know,
I'll name it the Mastery Playlist.
that sounds cool.
You
That
know what I'm
works.
saying?
Yeah.
Should be dope. Yeah, I'll definitely throw that in the link tree real quick.
So, what y'all think? All right, look, yeah, you're getting some fire emojis, thumbs up. All right, yeah, scary movie shit. My man Jules,
Yeah.
was good, Jules.
He on it though, exactly.
Word, exactly, man.
It was
Thanks.
just a weird sci-fi film for me when I saw that shit happen. I was like, what?
Word. Yo, thanks again for y'all for actually joining in and listening and watching. We over here just talking about mastery and just how he got to mastering his craft and getting to the point where he making beats in this proficient manner. Question for you though. I always listening to the beats that you made, and because I did some of the editing for like the promo vids for the sound clashes, and I hear everything now, and I'm listening. I enjoy everyone's beats, but your beats have a very intricate, uh, how you say they're very intricate, man. When it comes to how they break down the bridges, the beat patterns, everything. What would you say you structure your production style after?
Um, what do I feel like I structured the production style after? I like form. I like the formality. Like I like almost all my beats have an intro. It'll be like intro verse, You know, it changes every 4 bars sometimes. You know what I mean? Just to keep the people entertained. And it doesn't have to be a big change. It could just be like an extra hi hat in there, or like you said, a little cut in between that just throws people off. But I like formality, so I like I like it to be formatted a good way where people could be like, and my artists do it all the time. They're like, "Yo, you think you could take this part out and just keep this part as the verse?" So it gives them a lot of options. But besides that, it's already. I like it to be set up for people. So if you get a beat from me, usually, unless you're in the studio with me, just picking it, it'll be a beat that's already complete. It'll be the intro, the verse, a change up in the verse, a little
Mm-hmm.
bridge before the hook comes, or right after the hook, a little 4 bars that just repeats itself every 8 bars. It's just I like the formality of it.
Right,
And if it sounds decent, I'm probably gonna do it. You know, and I'm probably
right,
gonna
right,
go for it because
right,
not every
right.
change is the bomb, but I
Yeah,
do what I can because also too like through the years of beat making, it helped me learn that people want they're not afraid to change. They like it when it changes. You know, it also helps certain artists. A lot of artists would be surprised don't know how to count bars and shit.
right, right,
It helps them know exactly when to come in and
right,
exactly when the hook comes, and that's my way of showing them too. Like, yo, the hook's
right,
right
right.
there just in case. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like
Hey man,
formality.
hey, yeah man, that's a bar right there. People are not afraid to change, and you apply that to your beat making and your structure. So that's pretty dope.
And all the I don't mean to interrupt you, but all the stuff that basically you're describing too, I think it comes from me coming up in like the battling culture
There you go.
because
There you
I've
go.
been
Yeah.
beat battling since I was like I said I did my first one when I was 17, and I just did like so many of them in between. But from that beat battling stuff, that's kind of where I got like the ideas to do switch ups. I mean, people go, "Oh," or like, "Whoa," you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
Like
hmm
you
hmm
become some sort of sick expert at that shit after you do that shit so much. But sometimes you gotta turn that shit off because it
Yeah,
ruins a lot of shit too. It ruins a lot of shit too. So
yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta know how to balance it. You know?
Yeah, yeah, more of a balance because
Yeah.
I witnessed a couple beat battles and it got to a point where you didn't even know what the beat was. It was just so much transitioning and so
Yeah,
many sounds and
yeah,
weird noises everywhere. You're just like,
yeah.
is this a beat or is this a song or is this just like you know what I mean? There's birds chirping everywhere. So, um, but yeah, no, like, it definitely reminded me of like you could tell like you come from like a beat battling culture. Like you can
Yeah.
elements of that are in your music. You could tell. But you apply it well, though. That's what I said. That's what I could tell you.
Yeah, I just like I said, I think the biggest thing is just knowing the difference. Like I like having different sections of the song. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
And like I ain't afraid to. I'll grab like a regular bass and I'll try to play that shit like a jazz bass. Like it'll sound like doo 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 and all this
Mm-hmm.
shit. Like I like that stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
get creative, bro. I like the artistic stuff.
Dope, man. Dope, man. So yeah, that was the first one, man. That was spooky, man. That was spooky. Call it. Would you call it COVID-19 beat?
Yeah, it's the COVID-19. I'm like, it's like everybody made something named the COVID-19 this year.
Yeah, there's gonna be a whole lot of COVID-19 songs and stuff after this year. So it's gonna be a trend for a while. It's gonna get annoying soon, but so what you got next for us, bro?
The next joint that I'm gonna play is like a hip hop slash like dubstep thing.
Okay.
This beat, I'm saying I made it in Atlanta.
Mm.
So I'm gonna save the story for it till afterwards, I guess, right?
Cool.
So
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
that's some funny
A
shit.
clip, man. It felt like I was back in like Miami 2009.
Yeah, I gotta
South
tell
Beach.
you, man.
For real, bro.
Interesting beat though, bro.
Yeah, what's the story behind it?
The story behind this beat is I was going through mad shit in Jersey, right? So I was like, yo, I got to change my life. So I decided to go to Atlanta. One of my friends invited me down there to, to room with him and to try to make it like an entertainment company together and mesh his graphics with my beats and all this shit. And I don't know what the hell got into me. I never been afraid of experimenting or like when I was making hip hop beats, I would hear like some pop shit on the radio and be like, yo, I want to do that. I could do something. I want to do something like that.
Yeah.
Or like some very slow R&B shit. I want to do something like that. And when I heard this dubstep stuff, I was like, yo, that shit's kind of crazy. Like the electrical sounds and stuff. So I was like, I want to do that. So I was never able to really put a grasp on it. But when I got to Atlanta, it was like, I think the energy that it gave me, I just jumped into this different universe for a little bit, man. And I made like 6 or 7 beats like that.
Right. Yeah.
And I never was able to make them again. It's the truth. After I came fucking back, I swear. After I came back.
All right, so there goes another conversation. So you are heavily influenced in your environment and where you are at the time for the type of music you make. So that truly influences you. And even so, you were able to make it with no problem down there. But now, since you've been back and
it's a different energy, man. It's a different energy.
You haven't been able to really recreate that sound, right?
Nah, man. And I try. I be trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna do one of them today, which doesn't work.
Yeah.
I think it was just a situation. I was there. I was free out there.
Yeah. Probably.
I was free.
Yeah, to try
something. I don't know. I was just wilding out, like, just trying different patterns and stuff. But I really like the whole concept of like the beat dropping, and there just being like a big ass build up, and then it's just some crazy shit that people go crazy for. Once again, the beat battle mentality is like, you should try to do that.
Yeah.
So, but going back a little bit, I feel like all my life I've always heard stuff on the radio, and I've always wanted to be able to make that type of quality of sound. So, like, this was just something that I was like, I need to try to make a beat like that.
Right.
And it happened, and I made it, but it's just weird that I couldn't really get into the vibe when I got back over here to do it.
That's interesting, man. It's really interesting. Because I guess that could set you apart, man, if you can actually do that no matter where you are,
Yeah, that would be crazy, right? But I mean, that's a perfect example of, I guess I was just going through something and I only wanted to go in that direction. So I really it's like that thing I was telling you, that when you're young and you just fucking start learning shit, you learn easier, you learn it faster. Like, I was just like, I'm going to concentrate on this now for like 5 days.
Yeah.
And I did it.
Yeah. That's dope. In 5 days, you made that beat. You made them beats, man. So.
And by the way, shameless plug. It's all out, on all streaming platforms. It's a mixtape called Chubstep.
Chubstep. Yeah. That's hard. That's dope. Yo, there's no shameless plugs on this platform, bro. Every plug is a necessary plug. So go ahead and actually just put on yourself as much as possible. So if you got anything to promote, say it, man. I'm not gonna stop you, man. I'm not gonna limit that.
Cool. I'll say one more thing before we continue.
Right.
I'm saying, got an album coming out July 17th, man. It's called I'm Still Here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's me being myself.
Right.
I'll send it to you, actually, so you can hear it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You can do a little review on it for yourself.
I mean, that's cool, man.
I just like to hear what people think. But besides that, got my man Crucial out here with Schizo album. On streaming platforms. We about to drop my nigga Free God album soon. I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff I can talk about. I'm not gonna.
All right. It's about you today, and when you're ready to just promote and do whatever you want, we can have a little moment at the end. And you can actually do all that, right? Cool. So, but yeah, I'm also listening and seeing what these guys are commenting on, and they like it. And one of them said, like, yo, the range. You're showing your range. That also is another aspect when it comes to producers, man. Like showing range when you're not afraid to kind of jump in different avenues, different realms, different genres.
I never been afraid of that.
Yeah,
I love doing
it's
that.
respect. It's respect when you're capable of doing that, because you're always able to draw those elements and bring them back to your regular like zone that you usually stick within, right?
Yeah.
Because even though you don't make dubstep beats no more, you are still probably using dubstep elements in your
Of
music to
course,
this
of
day.
course, of
Yeah.
course. You're
So
100% on that, boy.
yeah, and you could tell if you're doing it right or applying it right, or if you're just trying it because you just you heard it before. There's a big difference. You could tell. You could tell. So
And it's funny because I just grew up, like, when I started producing, I always was like, oh, I could make that.
yeah.
Oh, I could try to make that. It's just the ambition of just wanting to try it, and it just comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like another example, those, like the soca beats that like started coming out crazy after Drake, blew it up and started making his records to them. Like, I was like, I could try to make that, and I made it.
Mm-hmm.
I made it. I concentrated on it, and I made it. And then after that, I was like, all right, I'm bored.
There you go, man. There you go. Like, look, man, you
Yeah,
dropping gems and you don't even realize it, bro. You over here is
yeah,
just like whatever you put your mind to. You just actually focus on it. You can do
it's
whatever
true
you
though.
want, man. That's a gem. I don't think you realize
It's
it,
true.
man. You
It's
know.
true.
But yeah, man. So that was your chub step beat. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
chubstep beat.
add that to the mastery list.
Yeah, master list. So I got this next joint. It's called Redux, which means revival. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, or like rising from the ashes type shit. And this was another one of my hiatuses from music because, like, sometimes you just got to concentrate on your life.
Right.
Sometimes I get sucked into the whole music thing and I just get lost. But
Right.
this was like came back, what I'm saying, started uploading beats again to the internet. This also has, like you said, is mad funny. It has traces of that,
Mm-hmm.
like dubstep figuring out era in it. But it's dope. With this beat, I started out with the bass, but it's kind of crazy, so I'm gonna let it go. Yeah, that one's short.
That's a dope beat, bro.
But
That's a dope
that's a
beat.
revival beat.
Mm. That's a dope beat, man. You said you made that after your hiatus?
Yeah, like, sometimes well, to me, personally, I don't know if it happens to a lot of people, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure it does. You just get like the beat block, you just like, it's kind of hard just to come up with anything. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just take a break. You just stop doing that shit for a while. Sometimes it drags out. You forget that you're taking a break and you're just chilling and living life, and then you just jump back. But nah, that
Yeah.
that beat meant a lot to me because it's just I came out once again from a dark area.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing with ClipSmoke. ClipSmoke comes out of dark areas a lot in his life, but he comes out, and that's what counts. Okay, that's what counts.
More bars from ClipSmoke. ClipSmoke bars. That's like number 5 for this conversation, man. Um, man, that was a really dope beat, man. And it definitely sounded like you were going through something, man, when you were making it. And but it what did it remind me of, man? It just sounds it reminisces of just kind of like, I'm not trying to limit it, but it does sound like
Yeah,
one of those sport ads or something that you see. Like
that's
you always
fine.
talk about you talk about quality. You talk about what I heard on the radio, what I see, or what I hear on
Yeah,
like TV and whatever, and then it sounds like that. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like something that it sounds like movie quality. It sounds like something that like you know you know what I mean? Like some sort of a superhero jumps out of a
some
plane
shit
and
that you
yeah.
see on one of those commercials, man.
Exactly, yeah. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like it could easily be in the next like Fast and Furious movie, brother. So that's what I'm saying.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, and That is something that I actually want to hear it close up when the list comes out, because
Yeah, hell yeah,
it sounds
nah.
like there's
All
some
this shit
elements
is
in there
going up.
for real that I'm not catching right now in this live, but it's interesting, man. Yeah, man. These this is something that this is the type of music you can easily get licensed in movies, TV shows,
Yeah,
and all that type of stuff, man. And for real, man, that's a dope beat, for real, bro.
thanks.
For real,
Appreciate it.
bro. Just to let you know, this
Yeah.
is range, bro. This is a lot of range that you're showing us today, man.
That's like to just elaborate on that shit. Ever since I started making music, even though I wanted to make beats like fucking DJ Premier and like shit that I heard on the radio, I always wanted to have versatility and try to just like I wanted to have hip hop beats, but then I wanted also too like if I found a singer, I could be like, yo, man, I
Right.
got some shit for a singer, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just my my mom, yo, my mother. That's the main reason for my versatility. Growing up, 70s records, 80s records, all over the place. She used
Mm-hmm.
to DJ. She had like a fucking 64
Mm-hmm.
EQ with little red fucking lights on it.
Yeah.
So she
Yeah.
used to be in that music shit heavy, but I got my music taste from her. She just plays all the classics and all the good shit that I love. So.
All right, so there you go, man. Like conversation after conversation, man. So the originator, who actually brought you, who actually introduced you, and actually got the music bug in you, and usually it comes from our
Basically,
parents. Usually it comes from our parents.
basically. Yeah.
I'm Jamaican, so you know every Jamaican father got
That's a given, though. That's a
one of
given. It's
one of
just,
the illest sound systems. Like they
of
compete
course,
with sound systems, so you know they
of
got the
course.
big silver Sony or Panasonic with mad lights and everything. They got the receiver, they got the equalizer, they got everything going with it, the speakers and all that. So I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? 35s and 45s on deck, crates of it.
100%, bro. Yo, besides the records too, like I will remember going to. This is how it was for me when I was little, and this is why I like all types of music, bro. And this is why I tried my best to create all types of music. I would go and I would open like, those big cabinets that would have the TV and all that shit. The bottom, I open the bottom drawer. The bottom drawer would be like fucking 1,000 unlimited CDs in there.
Yeah.
Bro, 70 disco collection, the 70s, funk collection, the 80s, fucking,
Mm-hmm.
all these even rock bands, fucking, there'll be some Elton John and that shit, just a bunch of shit, man, that I just used to like to just, I didn't care what the fuck it looked like. I wanted to hear what was on it for some
Right.
reason, and I would just
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
every fucking CD, bro.
Word, word. I used to love
That's
going in
crazy.
like those records and just going and reading the records, the 35s, and those books are like art to me.
Yeah,
I'm looking at
yeah.
all these artistic expressions of what's going to be heard on these albums. I'm not old enough to play the record, but I'm looking at
Yeah.
it, reading it, and seeing what was depicted on there, and that was like kind of my earliest introduction, you know. So and and I'm here. I'm over here questioning ClipSmoke, you know what I mean, about chub step and shit like that. So so yeah, man. So that was dope, bro. That was dope, bro, man. For real, for real. Yeah, man. A lot of people, it looks like they love that. They like what they heard on that shit too, man.
Show you more versatility.
Yeah, while you pull that up, that conversation was saying like sometimes you take a hiatus. Yeah, this conversations happen all the time. Like sometimes you got to sit down and guys will just even share information on how they actually break themselves out of like creative funks, you know.
Yeah.
Because just like you say, if you're like an author, you're a writer, you get writer's block, you get producer's block. You know what I mean? So, and what do you do? Do you just take a hiatus and you just kind of fall back, or do you actually try different things? You go out inside and experience life, or do you watch movies? Do you listen to other music to inspire yourself to kind of get yourself creative juices flowing again?
My main motivation when I was growing up was always movies. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
movie buff. I could, back in the day, I could watch like fucking 5 movies back to back, and it wouldn't be nothing. I'll be like, yeah, But that I used to use movies for motivation. Um, to be honest with you, bro, I know there's still a lot of producers and artists like me around, but my shit just comes straight from emotional expression. Like it just come. It don't matter what I went through in the day. However I'm feeling in the moment, that's what's gonna come out. So like,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm bummed out, I'm gonna make a melancholic beat. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Mm-hmm.
sad type beat. If I'm feeling like I'm a killing, I'm gonna make this bread. I'm gonna make some shit that's like I'm gonna get this. Like it's just it just comes just from my fucking feelings.
I feel that.
Nothing else. Nothing else.
I hear you, bro.
I
I hear you,
just,
bro.
yeah, it's weird, but no matter what, like the most aggressive beats I got that the rappers be loving is that I'm pretty sure when I hear them, I probably made them at an angry time.
Yeah,
You know, I like
yeah,
aggressive or
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but most of it is just emotional, and that's what I'm. To be honest, I be telling mad people that shit. I'm not selling you beats. I'm selling you emotions, okay? Because when you
Mm.
hear this shit, you're gonna feel something.
You know, we're gonna play this back.
That's
We're just
crazy,
gonna,
right?
yeah. When we play this live back, you're gonna realize how many bars you throwing at people, man. You over here trying to sell yourself already. Like, yeah,
I'm
these is
not
my
trying to sell myself. It's
these
the truth.
these is emotions you hearing. This is not just beats you listening to. That's
You
dope.
know, some people get mad. Yo, people get mad at the artist or at the people because they don't want to pay for a beat.
Yeah.
I don't get mad because you don't want to pay for it. I get mad because you don't understand what the
Mm.
fuck it is that you're listening to right now, bro. And
But that's yeah,
usually is the beats that's like you put the most work into that a lot of people want the most, but they don't understand what the fuck is in that beat. Like they
you
just
know,
don't. They don't. It's
I
the
hit
same for songwriters. A nigga
yeah,
will write a
yeah,
song
yeah, yeah,
and will be hiding the whole reason behind the song and the lyrics. You don't even know what the hell it's about.
yeah,
But he has his own emotional attachment and meaning, bro.
yeah. You might need like a producers forum, or unless that's what you guys be discussing on the
Nah,
underground
man,
producers. You know what I mean?
y'all really good at this stuff, man.
'Cause
I like y'all.
cause,
Y'all real organized with y'all shit, man. And
oh
I
yeah,
like
yeah,
that
man.
shit.
I
I
mean,
love it.
hey, look, man. I tried because we just want to just hey, man. We just look. I know I know what I like to see when I'm actually watching a show and what I want to see when I want to be entertained. And I'm just curious, bro, because when I heard your music, I'm just like now just going into it with a curiosity, with just trying to like pick your brain. I'm just trying to find out what is it that makes you make this type of music, because it was very different from what I heard everyone else making and presenting. You know what I mean? So
What, like the
even
stuff
though
that I played today?
you don't think much of it, I think I understand a little bit more now, because you make music out of emotion, like 100%. It's not really out of like
100%, bro.
a necessity, like, oh, today I'm gonna make this type of beat. No, that's not how
Nope.
you move. That's not how you rap.
Nope.
You actually just go
Bro,
off
I turned
straight
the
feeling.
computer. I turned the computer on. I opened the Fruity Loops or whatever, and if I want to be lazy, I dig into samples that I chopped.
Mm-hmm.
And if I feel like I really need to get some shit out, I'm gonna be on them keys, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna be. It don't matter if I'm happy, sad, angry, whatever it is. That when I sit down, that emotion is gonna come out. And when people hear it, they're gonna be like, "Damn, this shit is mad sad." Y'all be like, "Yeah, nigga, this is fucked up. What
Right, right.
the fuck?" Like,
Yeah,
you don't have to like it, but I
yeah,
go to a happy one.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's different like that. Yeah,
The,
wild emotion.
I think it's funny to me because I'm always in the circles of actual producers and creators, and they're always want to present it. They want to make sure that they have their art heard. And
Yeah,
depending on how you react to it depends on how they feel. You know, you're an artist, you're sensitive about your shit. And
yeah.
like you said, you mess around and put mad work and mad work into one beat, and very intricacies and everything was put into it, just so you can get a response from someone that just said like, "Oh, that's cool."
I
I could
mean,
I could
that
imagine you
shit don't
kind of.
matter to me though, man.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if they say that it's cool or not, cause once again, here's the beauty of and it's not the beauty of being me. It's just this is how I am, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I make music cause I fucking like it.
Right.
All the beats that I make,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're inspired by wanting to be in beat battles. They're inspired by me wanting to make people go ooh ah.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end of the day, it's cause I love that shit.
Right.
So even if nobody fucked with me, bro,
Mm-hmm.
even if I was the trashiest producer alive, I
Mm-hmm.
still feel like I would still just stay in my shit and just keep making my shit because I love that shit. It just it goes through me. It's literally the best way I could express myself. Because a lot of the times in life, I've always been told I'm a bad team player, I'm a bad communicator, and it's hard to communicate sometimes. But I mean, shit, you could hear every emotion in all the types of beats that I could show you. So that's the way I express it, I guess.
There you go, man. I don't think you're too bad at expressing yourself on this live. I've heard you loud and clearly, bro. You know what I mean? Through the music and through your words, to be honest. And
Appreciate you.
yeah, man. Just to have a better understanding of how you think and how you approach your music is just dope to me. I'm intrigued by that, and that's cool. That's very cool, man.
Yeah.
So we had, damn man,
Believe it or not, like
yeah,
I told you, I never had opportunity to be interviewed like this, bro.
never.
I've had little interviews here and there, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you got shit written down. You're a good interviewer. You're just into it. It's good. You're good at what you do, bro, and I respect it.
Oh, thank you, man. Nah, for real. I'm just like I said. I just approach this with curiosity, man. Because if I didn't know you up through in a hole in the wall, then it probably would have been more difficult. But I heard, you know, you were part of our sound class, so
Yeah, nah,
that in itself was already a cool introduction to who you were. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So now I already knew kind of like how let me find a question for this guy so I can kind of understand a little bit more. But I learned a
yeah.
lot and shit. We only got like 5 minutes left, man. This shit went by quick, bro.
Wow,
Damn,
that's
man.
crazy.
Go ahead and play your third beat, man, so we can hear something else from you, man, and you know, so we can get at least some more music for the people that are watching, so they can hear it.
All right, so this one I sampled the "We Shall Overcome"
Mm.
song. You know what I'm saying? It's just I feel I picked the beat today so that it could give some motivation to people. Maybe they'll write to it. It has some hints of hope, but it's mostly a beat that's like not being reborn, but basically just refreshing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I really like it. It's a good beat. Check it out. Yeah, some you know.
I think I remember this, bro.
Yeah,
And
man.
then that beat right there is like it's kind of necessary right now, to be honest, man. Shit. My brother's sitting
Telling
right
you,
next
man.
to me. My brother's sitting right next to me right now. He over here smoking. He had to stop what he was doing and say, "Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, that's hard." I
I'll
was
send them
like,
to
"Yeah,
your
right."
email,
I was
man.
like,
You
"Right."
can fuck with it, man. You can hear them out, man. I'll send them over. I'll put them on the link tree. You know what I'm saying?
Man, shit. We might have to talk off this live because we might have to take that and utilize that in a different form. You know what I mean?
Bro,
If you're not
you
doing
already know,
anything with it,
bro.
if it's not utilized, I want to take that from you
Hit me up, bro.
and work with that.
DM me.
If I just
DM me, bro.
throw it on some like some footage or something, because this is a dope beat and it's like it's kind of like just dope for right now. It's necessary. You know what I mean?
100%, man.
For real, man.
You
That's
gotta overcome, man.
for real. We all
And
do.
you gotta believe, man. And you gotta just not stop searching for the truth, bro. Because there's a lot of bullshit out here.
Facts.
You already know. That's a whole nother fucking blog conversation. There's
Facts.
just so much crap.
Facts. I'm trying my best every day to sift through the bullshit. There's so much right now and so much
Yep.
information. I'm just trying to just stay focused, man.
Yep. 100%, man.
Yeah, man. We got 16
100%.
seconds, 14 seconds.
You already know.
Anything?
ClipSmokeTV.com.
Go ahead.
Know what I'm saying? Album July 17th. Free God album dropping soon. Crucial Schizo and all streaming.